You're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica Ciccone. I'm your unofficial celebration tour correspondent, Stefan, and tonight on the show, we have Aaron, who attended last night's celebration tour show in Vancouver, Canada. Hello, Aaron.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, Stefan.
So thanks for taking the time, and I'm glad that we were finally able to get you on the show. You were a longtime subscriber / supporter of the podcast, so thank you for helping make this show what it is today.
I would continue to be able to be one if we had Venmo in Canada, but we unfortunately don't.
That's okay.
But it was well worth it.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, thank you for just the community that you've helped create with your podcast. It's been great.
Oh, well, hey, we're just following Madonna, right?
We are.
It's all about Madonna. So Madonna forever.
Yeah, forever and ever.
So Vancouver, as we all know in the Madonna community, Vancouver was meant to be the very first show of the celebration tour. Liberty and I had bought tickets. We were revved to go see her in July, and then, nope, that didn't happen. So what is it now? Like 7 months later, we finally... Vancouver finally gets Madonna.
I was so glad that it actually happened. I was so nervous that there was going to be some sort of scheduling conflict, like the Vancouver Canucks were going to be playing when they were trying to do it or something. So I was very thankful that we weren't one of the ones that got cut. Yeah, for sure. Because we only ever get, with the exception, I think, of MDNA and maybe Rebel Heart, we only usually get one show in Vancouver. MDNA and I think Rebel Heart got two. But yeah, usually it's just one, because we're in terms of a Canadian city, we're the third largest city in Canada. But in terms of the population of the States, we would be considered a smaller city. Yeah. In that respect. So we only usually get one, unless it's they can see that they can have more attendance for a second one.
Yeah. Well, I was just nervous just for people in Vancouver. So when the reschedule, when they were oh, sorry, no, this show's canceled, Liberty and I were okay, well, we're not going to Vancouver now, because to get to Vancouver for both of us, it's actually connecting flights and a little expensive. And then it was just it was logistically just a bit of a challenge. And so we were we'll just take the refund. So we took the refund because I was well, the whole point of going to Vancouver was to be there for the first show. And now that it's not the first, because everyone was oh, are you coming back to Vancouver? And I'm no, I'm not. No,
that's totally fair.
I'm not flying all the way to Vancouver to see her in the middle of the winter. And that was the big, I was concerned that, what if there was this huge snowstorm? I'm Vancouver in the winter. That's a little bit of a toss up. So
yeah, we typically don't get heavy winters, but you never know. It could have been just Murphy's Law, and the day that it happened, it just get a huge snowstorm, and it's impossible to fly in for some reason. But yeah.
Seems the weather's been behaving for Madonna this tour. I was very concerned, knowing that it was going to be over the winter months, that there was going to be she's going to be stuck in this city, or they can't fly in because of this or that. And we haven't had, knock on wood, we have not had one cancellation.
No, we haven't.
This entire run. Obviously, since the reschedule happened, there was the entire tour got rescheduled, but there has not been one date that has gotten canceled after she started the show.
Yeah, it's gone really smoothly. I was hoping that nothing got canceled, or she didn't, something didn't happen, or someone didn't get sick, or someone got sick or something. Yeah. It's gone very smoothly.
Yeah. Thank God. And I wonder if it's just that she knew she couldn't, the PR that they would have to spin if she started canceling a show here or there, that, even though she basically came back from the dead and resurrected herself to do this show. If she canceled one show during the run, people, here we go again. Now, good. Madonna's doing her same old shtick, blah, blah, blah. Like they'd come at her and it's like, guys, that's why the whole late thing just drives me insane because I'm like, guys, cut her some slack. She was, we almost lost her. Like, just be happy she's here at all. And I get it. Yeah. People have jobs and kids. And blah, 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 blah. But I'm just like,
there was a little bit of like media about like the show before the show that I went to in Vancouver, the last Seattle show, where she didn't fall. Like the dancer fell and she fell on him because he lost control of it.
Danielle. Now, let me tell you, when I saw that happen, I was a little shocked that we hadn't seen that before. Because when I saw the opening night in London, him pulling her in heels, and I was like,
he's in heels.
How the hell is he pulling her in heels?
On two legs of the chair.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm shocked nothing's happened during that moment since before then. So the fact that happened, of course, and that's the thing. It's like ever since that tumble at the Brit Awards, which was not her fault. And then, so everybody, Madonna's fallen again. I'm like, no. She was dragged off that stage. And same thing, the chair, it wasn't her fault. We've all had that moment where, who hasn't walked in heels and had a foot buckle, Yeah. We've all, I'm sure you've been there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She actually made reference to it in the show last night too.
Oh, she said,
thanks for, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said something about, I know you're all concerned. Just like when you opened your phones, and I know she was referencing like the previous like show. But yeah, like there was even like when I posted like the talk that she did like 3/4 in where she like does her kind of like speech, and I posted it to TikTok, and the search thing on the bottom was like Madonna falls from a chair. It's like she didn't even reference that in there. Like, how is that the search on my TikTok right underneath the post?
It's so silly what people. I'm like. It just goes to show what kind of culture we live in, where like people just want to drag people down and laugh at their demise. They don't want to because the story wasn't Madonna gets yanked off her chair and gets back up and keeps going. It's not a success story. It's more of like Madonna falls as if she like did something wrong. And I'm like, well, first of all, it wasn't her fault. And the poor dancer, that was my heart just went out to poor Danielle, because I'm just thinking, I'm like, that's obviously not what he wanted to have happen. Like the last thing he wants to do is drag her down off the chair. He must have been mortified. And then a lot of people were saying, well, he didn't even like go back and this. I'm like, he probably was told like, just keep going, no matter what happens, keep going. She was fine. It's not like she fell off the stage, you could see there was a moment where he like checked with her and she just started laughing. I think that was her way of saying, I'm fine. Go ahead. Yeah. It's fine.
That kind of shows like her mindset, I think, in this tour. Like it's well choreographed. It's, it hits all the points. Like everyone's able to hit all these choreographed points and everything, but there's an easiness to it. And I think like you and the other co-hosts and all the other reviewers have all said, like, I think with her near-death experience, I think she has like a different perspective on life that she didn't really have before. So like, I don't think Madonna Blonde Ambition years would have like thought that was hilarious, So
this Madonna here from Blonde Ambition Madonna on my T-shirt.
No,
that would have not been that would have been like the tirade in the dressing room after the show that we
she would have been do something else, do my eyebrows. Completely. Yeah.
I'm waiting. Well, so you had posted the speech that she gave. That was I loved her where she went with that. She was talking about she was speaking on behalf of women. And she said she was speaking up on behalf of the gays who all supported her.
Also had her back. Yeah.
What else did she talk about that last night?
Oh, well, she did like when she kind of talks a little bit at the beginning, right before burning up. right? She was kind of like talking to the audience, and like I was like, with Vancouver audiences, I was a little nervous because sometimes they have a tendency to be a little bit like too sedated sometimes. And I thought, because I've seen her a few other times in Vancouver, like I remember MDNA, like I feel people on the side just weren't getting into it. And I could feel her like frustration. She was yelling at people to get out of their seats during that tour. But she did actually like motion to one person to get her to stand. I was like, why aren't you standing up? Why aren't you standing up? And then it realized that she couldn't stand up because I don't know if I'm not sure if she was in a wheelchair or something.
Oh God.
But she felt, she's like, oh, okay. And then my friend who was by me, who's a drag queen, he's like, oh, I've done that before. I've done that before in shows where I just like, because like, get up. And then I realized that they have a cane and they can't stand up and come to come to the stage. So
hey, it's dark in the stadium. We can't always see.
She made light of it and everything. So no, that was a great speech that she did. I was wondering what she was going to talk about in Vancouver, but that was really good. Like she was really speaking about, wanting to, be loud and for women, to speak out for women. And, she said, what you don't, you might not agree with what I say or what I do, but I'm going to be loud for women, and the gay community have always had my back through 4 decades. Mm-hmm. So it was great. And I got a huge scream from the whole audience.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Had you seen the Celebration tour before, or is this your first time?
No, this is my first and probably my last. I don't know why I do this to myself. I could have gone, like my friends that I was with, they went and saw the last show in Seattle. And I was like, I don't know why I just didn't book the weekend off and just buy my own ticket, even though I wouldn't be sitting with them. Like I always, in hindsight, I do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's my first and only show. So unless there's a second leg.
So, I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Mexico is the end. Now, will that be the last time we see Madonna perform this year? That I don't know. I mean, would I like to see her do something else performance-wise after this? Of course. But we shall see. Had you avoided any spoilers, or have you been spoiling yourself?
No, I mean, I tried.
It's been a long time.
A long time.
That show started back in October.
No, yeah, I tried. I remember, I think I messaged you and I said, I'm going to try and go spoiler free. And you're like, well, I'm covering the tour, so I can't avoid them. I said, I'm going to try. And then as soon as my partner sent me a link to, or a TikTok or something of nothing really matters. And I was just I was just my mind was blowing.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. But that being said, even though I spoiled myself, I wasn't really watching huge, long, the entire thing or entire song. Mm-hmm. I would watch clips here and there. But as you've said, and everyone else has said, they don't do justice to what you're actually seeing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I loved the song selection. The set list was amazing. I think it worked super well. Nothing I would really change about that. And you don't get that wonderful story arc and the through line through everything. So I had heard a few things. I heard one of the things that I found really compelling was the transition between Holiday and Live to Tell, where it slowed down and she was singing Holiday, Holiday, and everyone was falling around her. And then it went into In This Life, and then Live to Tell, and I was just this is going to be the end of me. I'm this is going to be really emotional, and it was really beautiful. But that story arc to it was just great.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite moments in the show. That 1, 2, 3 punch. And I never even I always, I think In This Life was one of those moments that that was the erotica skip for me. I just felt it was because when erotica came out again, teenage Stefan, I just want to dance,
Yeah.
And although I didn't skip Bad Girl, because I think Bad Girl had a little bit of a beat to it, so it wasn't super ballad, but In This Life just seemed a little bit come on, let's go. But I love hearing In This Life after Holiday, in that like it's just, I almost wish that there was a little more of In This Life. It was almost like cut too quick. And then into Live to Tell is just beautiful. Yeah. And is she still doing Take a Bow, or is she back to Rain?
Yeah, she did Take a Bow. Yeah, she did Take a Bow. And we got we also got earlier, around like before Burning Up, we got a little a cappella of Causing a Commotion.
Okay, I think that's cemented in the show.
Is that cemented in there?
She started doing that, and then she didn't do it, and now I think it's just like every night she's doing that. So
yeah, it's like,
is she still doing Express Yourself?
Yeah, she did Express Yourself. That was beautiful. Yeah, we all had our lights on our camera out, and flashlights, and yeah, it was really nice. It really did well as like an acoustic.
I'm glad that she dropped I Will Survive. I get it.
I get
why she was doing it, but it's like, Madonna, I just want to hear you. I want to hear your songs. And Express Yourself was one of the ones that I'm like, how is she not doing this song? You know? What were some of your favorite moments other than Holiday and Live to Tell?
Live to Tell, I knew I was gonna like, that was gonna be the big one for me. Just being a gay man in my like late 40s, and I've always, like, growing up as a child in the 80s and as a teenager in the early 90s, it was always there. It was in the news. Like, it just hit me. And I do a lot of
it's a heavy moment.
It's a heavy moment. Yeah,
taking that in, and just the gravity of it. And I think also it depends on where you're at in the stadium to see that moment, because the last time I saw it, I was closer to the front of the stage, the cake stage, and you couldn't take in the enormity of that, because you're sort of like, you're behind, like the screens are sort of like behind you, so you can't really. When I was in Brooklyn and I was able to see the whole moment taking place, I was like, and your seats, you were actually really good seats. I think you were like,
I was on the floor, row 25, so I was on the right side of the catwalk, not like right beside the catwalk, because there was like some rows and seats beside the catwalk, and then there was like a walkway, and then there was another set there. That's where I was. So if I was looking straight forward, I was looking straight forward at the stage where the Like a Virgin Blonde Ambition bed comes up, where they do the Pop It Out Preach thing. So I was right in front, well, not quite right in front of that, like a bit back, but I had a good view, and I could get the enormity of the Live to Tell moment, because I could see like Martin's visual come down right in front of me. I couldn't quite see like Christopher Flynn or Keith Haring quite. Like, it was like kind of off the side. I knew they were there, but I could see all of that. And with those with her little square that like sails over the audience, like she was like right above me a few times there with that. So yeah, like that was definitely a highlight for me. The opening was a highlight. I love the whole like erotica Justify My Love one.
Fantastic.
Loved it. Like, it's so good. Like, I loved like the boxing ring with like the lights that made like the,
isn't that so
the
cool?
ropes and everything was so cool.
So simple and yet stunning. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't somebody think of this before?
Yeah. And the Vogue ballroom thing, like, I thought, well, this is going to be really cool. But then when you see it live, it's just like, because
you had little Pammy Anderson from Baywatch.
Yeah, we had Pam Anderson. Yeah. I saw her walk up, and I'm like, who's that? Because she's in her like no makeup, no like, you know, like look. So it's like, I looked at her, I'm like, man, and I turned to my friend, I'm like, that's Pam Anderson. She seemed like she was really, I don't know if she was nervous or didn't know quite what to do, because she had all these dancers coming at her and like, you know, doing like the gyrating and everything around her and stuff like that. So I think that she felt a little bit like, I don't know, nervous or something about that. Like, she could have gotten into it a little bit more, but it was really cool.
I guess Pamela Anderson she was never like a stage performer, you know, like there's a difference between film, TV acting and stage acting, you know, so it's, and she probably, unlike us, she's not been watching what Madonna does on stage with all those people, you know, like I'm like, you know, if if somebody was like, well, what am I going to do when I go up there? I'd be like, well, this is what's going to happen. And this, like, do this and make sure you do that. Like, I would be able to tell somebody what to do, but like Pamela Anderson's never seen the show. She's just going up there. She has no idea what's happening.
Yeah. She's just a simple girl from Vancouver Island.
Yeah. She looked great though. Like,
yeah,
I love that she's doing that whole makeup free.
Yeah.
It's like,
she looked lovely.
Yeah. And I loved just comfortable. Like her outfit just looked
she looked very comfortable.
So cozy and comfortable. I was like, I want to wear that outfit. How was the crowd in Vancouver? Were they receptive to Madonna? Was it a lively crowd?
They actually were. Like I mentioned, I thought I was nervous that they were gonna not bring it, because I've seen them, like I've been in like ones before where like they can be snoozy, but I've also been to shows in Vancouver, like smaller ones at smaller venues where like the crowds are great. So I was nervous that they wouldn't give her enough and it would irritate her, but they were really I was quite impressed with them. I was like, Vancouver did her good, which is nice.
And I think I saw a video that the Vancouver Arena posted from their social account of like some people that they were like videotaping. Anytime I say videotaping, I feel like it ages me because I'm just like, nobody knows what videotaping is anymore.
No,
it's like recording.
When the big camcorder on the
exactly.
The camcorder on your shoulder.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
And then I loved when it got smaller, and it was like it's still massive. Like I'm trying to think. It's like the size. It was like the size of a toaster, and like that was tiny. You know, I'm like, oh, look how small this camcorder is. The social channel for the Vancouver Arena had recorded some people, and they were dressed up. Like they had some really good outfits last night, and I was like, good for you.
Yeah, there was some really good ones. Like my friend is a drag queen, like I mentioned, in Vancouver, and I wasn't expecting him to get dressed up. So I went over to his house before, and I was just expecting it, to be Jason in front of me. And then I opened up the door, and like there's Mina Mercury standing in front of me, and he was dressed as Madonna during like the early 80s part with like,
oh my God. Yeah. You posted the picture, and I was like, the outfit was so good. Like it was,
when Mina does
it was exactly like, it was exactly like her outfit when she's dancing in Holiday.
Yep. Yeah.
Did he make that himself?
He well. Yeah, he did.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, he did. And it's like, so since I'm dressed up, do you want to wear my Desperately Seeking Susan jacket? And I'm like,
so I'm just gonna get to that. So you had a custom made. Where's the jacket? I have to see this jacket.
Oh, I brought it over. Hang on. I still have it because I wore it home.
Please tell me you have it right. Okay. So you got a custom. It's an upcycled Desperately Seeking Susan.
It was made. Well, for my friend Mina Mercury, she had that custom made for her. And it is so good. Like he wore it to Seattle when he went to Seattle, because he didn't go in drag there, but he just wore that. And he got so many people stopping him for it. And everyone was stopping me for this at the arena.
Wait, let me see the front.
Oh, the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, and then let's see the back.
Like the material on it as well too, like this, like the material part.
So what is it? What did they do? So they just took like a suit jacket and then just like detailed it to make it a Desperately Seeking Susan jacket.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she made it. I believe her name is, I think it's Tracy Cole who did it, which she does like some she tailors some outfits for Jason and for other drag queens, and like
I'm telling you, that's this year's hot accessory. I'm in the process of getting. I've commissioned a Desperately Seeking Susan jacket. I know a couple listeners. I've seen people wearing Desperately Seeking Susan jackets. So hey, if her team's not going to give us a Desperately Seeking Susan jacket to buy on tour, then people will find a way.
I know that would have been a good one. I managed to speaking of merch, I managed to get the bomber jacket.
Which one?
Which was good.
Blonde Ambition.
The Blonde Ambition one. Yeah. They did have the Who's That Girl one there too.
But instead you got that Who's That Girl t-shirt, which I see you wearing.
Yes, right? I got this one.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that t-shirt. Is it roomy? It looks really roomy.
Yeah, I got a medium because I wasn't sure. Like I usually go for smalls, but sometimes the difference between a small and a medium can be like roomy, but then if you go too small, it could be like sausage casing. It's like, it's just like too tight.
No, because like the t-shirts, they vary wildly in sizing. Like this Blonde Ambition, well, it's not the Blonde Ambition, it's the Absolutely No Regrets t-shirt. This is a medium, and this is almost bordering on a little too small for me. And like I can't, if it happens into the dryer by mistake one time, it's over for this t-shirt. Like I'll never be able to wear it again. But then like some of the Girly Show t-shirt that I got, I got a large, and it's like I'm swimming in it, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? And the Madonna, Who's That Girl tour t-shirt looked like it was a little oversized.
It's not too bad. Like this is a medium. It's a little bit larger than I like for my shoulders. Like you can see the seams a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, if it does shrink a bit,
I was gonna say pop it in the dryer, and I'm sure it'll be
pop in the dryer. It'll be fine.
I was thinking about getting that. I was thinking about getting that t-shirt because I have an original Who's That Girl tour t-shirt, and it's a medium. It's a vintage. I acquired it, but it is way too small for me. It's like a crop top, and I'm like, I cannot wear this. So I was thinking it's the same t-shirt that you have, but I was like, maybe I should get that. I'm waiting to see if it goes on sale. I'm waiting it out.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's on the website that I want to get. Like they just added a bunch of I forgot the designer. The one
Justin Theodora's t-shirts.
Yeah, he's from Vancouver.
Yes, I saw he was there last night. Yeah. So Justin, we've had Justin on the show back in season 2, and I actually just had dinner with Justin a couple months ago. He was here in Philly, and I was so happy to see that that the t-shirts are now available because people wanted them, and they were only at the New York shows. And so I'm glad that they're now on the website for people to purchase.
Yeah, there was one at the one booth that I went to. There was just one option there. And by the time I got there, it was like a large or a small. And I was a little nervous about getting the small. So I said, oh no, I'll get that. I'll get the Who's That Girl one. But then I went to another merch booth, or I walked by another one, and they had different ones there. So depending on that's
what we say, walk around the venue.
Walk around. Yeah.
The merch stands all are different. You never know what they're going to have.
The first merch stand that we came across, which was right in front of the entrance that we came in, didn't have bomber jackets. And like my friends and I were like, okay, no, like, are they out of them? Are they
flipping tables? Like, where are they?
Are they out of them? So I was like, no, let's go down.
You're grabbing the Dita riding crop and slap. Oh, not actually. No, it's not the Dita. It's the Confessions riding crop, and you're beating people. Yes. Like, where are these?
But we did eventually find it, like on like the lower level where we had to be anyway. And when I saw them, it's like, okay, let's get in this line because that's what we wanted.
Yep.
Specifically, so I got that. I got this shirt, and I got the boy toy keychain.
Smart.
Yeah, which is really cute.
Well, once the tour is over and they've got extra merch and they're trying to offload it and things go on sale half off on the website, I'll be picking up some of the other items that I didn't get. So no more celebration for you then. I guess you're definitely done.
Yeah, unless something like happens and I can, fly down into like, I don't know, San Fran or like Los Angeles or something.
Palm Springs is waiting.
Yeah, never been to Palm Springs.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
I know. I keep saying I'm done with the celebration tour, and as sad as that makes me feel, I still occasionally check Ticketmaster for the Austin shows in Texas.
Yeah.
And say, if they would just go down in price a little bit, then I might be able to talk myself into it. But right now, I'm not paying $900 for a pit ticket. I refuse. Yeah. Especially because the pit tickets for Philadelphia were like $350 the week of the show. And I was like, okay, I'll pay $350 for a pit ticket, but I'm not paying $900 again. No.
Yeah, because I got my tickets.
No, ma'am.
Because I got my tickets for this show like when they went on sale back in January of last year, like Icon pre-sale stuff. And ours were like 600 and something Canadian.
Yeah, I've given Madonna a lot of money from this tour.
Oh, since I was a child. She's
when I was very
my allowance money.
I gave so much money to you.
I know. Just me at the record stores buying 12-inch singles.
Oh, so did you order the Celebration reissue, the vinyl reissue
No, I
of the
don't.
Celebration
Yeah.
Greatest Hits?
I want to see if I can order it through one of my like one of the local record stores here if they're going to do that at some point, because I saw the price on like on Madonna's website and it's 127 plus, like
Little high.
a little high, also Canadian dollars.
Mm.
Like that would be a lot more, plus the shipping to Canada would also have currency exchange on it too, and it just gets really dumb at that point. So
yeah, no, at that point
I'll just see if I can order it.
At that point, just you buy a ticket to the show again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah. But there was something else. What did you think of the Popular video with her and The Weeknd and Playboi Carti? Did you watch the Popular video?
Yeah, she looks good.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you can tell the three of them were not anywhere near each
totally.
other.
No. I think Madonna was in some sort of New York penthouse apartment. Mm-hmm. It looked like The Weeknd was at some estate in London. Somebody had messaged me about that. And then, who knows? Playboi Carti was just on the street somewhere. But she looked beautiful.
She looks so good. She looked so great in the show too, which is nice because sometimes I think like she'll post like, I think she likes to troll people a lot, and she posts like, slightly distorted like visuals, and everyone goes like, "Oh my God, what did she do to her face?" And then I see her in person, like she looks fantastic.
Yeah, seriously.
So good.
Well, like I mean, for instance, the picture that I posted this morning. It's me. It's not filtered in any. I don't Photoshop. I refuse. Yeah. I refuse to Photoshop any photos of Madonna to like make her look not like herself, because I think she looks so beautiful in person, in real life. And the picture that I posted of her from Like a Prayer, that's just how she looks.
Yeah, that's how she looks. Yeah, I forget how small she is too. Like, we know she is, and then I see pictures of her, and I'm like, I don't think about it, and then I see her in person, I'm like, she's small.
But she's so tiny. She owns.
Oh, she does.
Though. Like
she absolutely does. Yeah.
Pam Anderson, were they around the same height? Herman, Pam Anderson?
I think so. Pam was wearing a bit of a heel.
Pam was.
As well, too.
I was going to say, was Pam in heels or was she not? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, she was wearing a bit of a heel as well too. So there's a picture that that Madonna posted on her Instagram of them backstage.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're standing next to each other. Yeah, they're around the same
and I
height,
think, and then she's wearing her 80s like costume, which I think just has like either flats or a small heel, and then like Pam has like a much higher heel, so she looks higher. So I think that they're roughly about the same.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. And then, did we watch the last thing on that's happened recently in Madonna? Did you see the commercial that she did for the Brazilian bank?
I saw bits of it. Yes,
where she's walking up that grand staircase, and it's at the Paris Opera House. Looks beautiful. I mean, we'd sort of seen her tease that, but we hadn't seen like the full commercial.
I don't think I've seen the full commercial. Then I've only seen the teasing of it.
It's basically the same thing. It's just her. It's her talking to the camera, saying, "I've always reinvented myself. That's so I can be my true self." And blah. Theories have gone around. Do you think that she's going to Brazil for any? I don't think the tour is going to Brazil.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would be great if she did, because those audiences down there love her. Like the Sticky and Sweets DVD, they go nuts. They love her, and even Australia too. It would be great for her to go down there. I understand, like it's a lot.
Yeah,
and she's already done like a lot of it. It's a track, and even in just terms of like. Just the emotional output and the physical output you put into like the show, right? Like that's still a lot. But I mean, maybe she could go down there and she could do, like a bunch of shows like in like maybe Rio, and then maybe in like, I don't know, with some others like Santiago, places like that, and then go down and do Sydney maybe.
I mean, the word is, I mean, obviously people want the tour to come to Brazil, but I think the tour is ending in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I think if she was to do anything, there's apparently some festival in September in Brazil. And I think that's her best shot. Like she'd just come and do maybe like a half an hour or an hour. You know, I don't know how much they pay her. You know, like maybe she'll just come and do 3 songs, and they'll pay her like $5 million. And
it'll be a lot. It'll be a lot. It's just like if she supposed to do, or was in the room that she was doing the was it the Glastonbury Festival?
Yeah, they couldn't afford her. That's why.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, that's probably if she's in talks to do Brazil, that's the only reason why they haven't announced it yet, is because they are like they're figuring out the money for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Aaron, I won't keep you too long, because I know I'm sure you've got to get to bed soon because you're tired from the celebration. And
I'm not going to bed yet. It's not even 7 o'clock here.
But before you go, as we do on this show, there's a little segment we like to call the lightning round. These answers are meant to be quick, off the top of your head, wherever you're at in your Madonna journey. Don't think too hard. Favorite Madonna song?
Oh, Father.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's
one. Just so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful.
The orchestra,
like, listen to it with
with
headphones on.
It's so good.
Oh, just the way it warms and raises up. Like, God,
so I'm going to listen to that after this. Favorite Madonna album?
Like a Prayer.
And
I still remember buying
next
that
month.
One.
35 years old.
Yeah, I remember going. I bought the cassette tape across the border in, I think, Bellingham, Washington. And I remember the person saying, "Oh, do you know it smells?" And I said, "What?" And I remember saying, "No, it smells." And I don't have that one anymore. I played that tape so much that it stretched out. Like, I just broke it, and I had to get a new tape. But yeah, and the next pressing I got didn't have the scent. So hopefully when they reissue it, they'll make it scented.
Oh my God. I still have my original Like a Prayer cassette. And every anniversary, every year, I always take it out and I smell the patchouli oil. I love it. And it's so fun how that it's like the time travel, like that opening that cassette and smelling that patchouli transports me immediately back to 1988, 1889. It's like, it just like, it's amazing how that happens. Favorite Madonna remix?
I've been listening to a bunch today. I'm going to say Open Your Heart, the extended mix, the 10.5-minute version that's on the 12-inch single. It's simple, but I like how it starts off with just like the keyboards like dun, 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 and then like it kicks into like that rumbling like bass line. I was like, oh, it's so good. It's just such a simple one. It's very 80s. And then at the end, she's like, "So do you want to go out with me or not?"
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. And then it says, "What's the matter? You scared of me or something?"
See, that's the interesting thing about the 80s remixes is like they didn't reinvent the song. It was just like longer versions of it. And like, like moments that you didn't hear on the finished version would like make it on there. Oh, that's fun. I'll have to go listen to that again. Favorite Madonna music video?
Human Nature.
And You're Not Sorry.
No, I'm not sorry.
Absolutely no regrets.
None.
Favorite Madonna tour?
I don't know if it's because it's fresh in my mind, but I'm going to say Celebration Tour.
Oh, okay. Have you seen other, like a lot of Madonna tours?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen, well, of course, I've seen all of them at some point, like whether or not I was there or not. I've seen every tour since the Reinvention tour.
Okay.
So this one was just like, it was just so well done and so well put together. If I was to choose one of like the tours that I didn't actually see, but I've seen on like DVD, I would probably say Blonde Ambition for that one. Yeah.
Favorite Madonna movie?
Who's That Girl? Yes.
Justice for Nikki Finn.
Nikki's Revenge.
Ben's still working on that, by the way. For anyone who actually cares about our follow-up, our sequel to Who's That Girl, Nikki's Revenge, Ben is still working on the script for that. So that more of that is coming at some point. We've just been waiting for the tour to end, and then we'll have stuff to talk about. You know, like we didn't want to like not talk about the tour, so it's coming.
It's so good. It's so dumb, and I love it. And I remember seeing it when it came out. I went with my sister, and I remember like leaving the movie theater and skipping across the parking lot like Nikki Finn getting out of prison.
That's fun. Favorite Madonna look, and this can be from a music video, a photo shoot, a tour.
The Truth or Dare premiere, Goth Donna.
Oh. Well,
like that was so.
You were very big into goth when you were growing up, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So
still a little bit.
That makes sense that Goth Donna would be akin to.
Yeah.
I mean,
like when I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she looked so good. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Well, everybody, that's our show for today. I literally was just tumbling into I'm just thinking of Goth Donna, and I was like, oh, right, we have to end the show now. Erin, thanks for joining us tonight. Tell everyone where they can find you on social. I mean, even though I've already shared your fantastic reel, but tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me at AP Johnston. Not very imaginative, I know. I've had the account since 2010, but AP Johnston. You can find me there. And if you're into yoga, I'm also a yoga teacher, and my link to my yoga one is in my bio on that one as well too.
Is it hot yoga?
I do teach in a hot yoga studio, but when I teach like privately and whatnot, it's not. But
so it was obviously the next best thing that motivated you to become a yoga teacher, right? After seeing Madonna as a yoga teacher in The Next Best Thing, you were like, I want my life dedicated to being a yogi.
Yeah. Even though she was practicing like a different physical style, I think hers was more Ashtanga, but which is very, very visceral. But actually, interestingly enough, I didn't. It wasn't until like I started practicing like 2012 or so. So it was quite a while later after she was into it.
Gotcha. Before I let you go, did you do anything to commemorate the 26th anniversary of Ray of Light, which happened yesterday?
Oh, no, I didn't, but I will when we get off the phone.
I was going to say, I put on my red kimono and walked down a hallway jutting and acting crazy and laughing at myself and just being like, as one does to celebrate. As one does.
Maybe I'll do that, and I'll do it down the hallway and see if anybody in my building
just be kind of crazy as you're like walking down the hall in a red kimono. That's what you do. Carrying a plastic bubble, a plastic bag filled with water, pretend it's a baby. I mean, Remember, everybody, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. And if you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, take that subscribe button so you never miss a video. We've got 2 months left of the celebration tour. I'm going to be going live with people as often as my schedule permits. Sadly, I can't do all of them, but we'll be trying to do as many as I can over the next 2 months. So tune in. We'll see what we can do. Until then, Erin, stay on the line. We'll say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.